Okay, so the bigger piece of research is an exploratory study on entrepreneurial philanthropy, investigating the motivations, the ideological underpinnings or principles and practices and projects of entrepreneurial philanthropy. So really looking at high net worth entrepreneurs who've been successful and developed significant levels of personal wealth and how they use that in their philanthropic activities. What we're seeing over the last kind of 10 to 15 years is a growing trend for high net worth entrepreneurs to become engaged in philanthropy. So what we're seeing is a trend for giving whilst living. But very little is really known about the actual approaches and practices of these individuals. And so from an entrepreneurship perspective, it's really interesting to try and ascertain the extent to which practices from the domain of entrepreneurship actually transfer into their philanthropic activities. So the research itself is qualitative in nature. I was able to undertake case studies with 5 fairly high profile individuals within the UK who had established a formal vehicle for their philanthropy, a foundation. I was able to conduct interviews with the philanthropist, with the chief executive of their organisation, with other key personnel within the foundation, and also the recipients of funding from the foundation. So I was able to approach it from a sort of multi-perspective dimension. So what I found out is that entrepreneurial philanthropy is very sort of relationship centred. It focuses on the development of a mutually beneficial relationship where both parties can add considerable value to each other. This occurs through the transfer of knowledge, through individuals, particularly the foundation, acting as a bridge to other networks of valuable contacts, which again can provide needed resources, whether that be knowledge, finance, other contacts, to the organisation that they're potentially going to invest in. In terms of the actual relationship between the foundation and the organisation, what I've been able to determine is that it is a very engaged relationship. And particularly at the front end of the process, before any formal commitment to invest has actually been made, what seems to occur is a very sort of hands-on working relationship where the foundation are sort of getting to know the organisation and the leadership within that organisation and trying to really ascertain if there is real potential for a strategic marriage of those two organisations. There's transfer of process-oriented knowledge from the philanthropy team to the foundation in terms of management processes, reporting and evaluation techniques, which can be utilised by that organisation even before any real commitment to invest has actually been made. And likewise, from the other end, the organisation that could be become the investee adds considerable value to the foundation through providing them sort of more contextual knowledge on specific social issues and problems. So it's a very beneficial relationship. And as I mentioned, beyond that, there is a definite application, if you like, of the foundation's social capital and by acting as a bridge to other networks which can add value to the organisation. So from a sort of commercial perspective, it's interesting because it seems to mirror the relationships between a commercial venture and customers, clients and suppliers. So there's great emphasis being placed on that, and it demonstrates that there is considerable value being added, that it's not just purely all about giving money, it's also about giving time, giving expertise, knowledge, and utilising the contacts and networks at the disposal of the foundation.